Hey friends, in today's video I am creating simple porch decor ideas for July 4th. My color palette is a classic red, white, and blue look with a soft tea-stained vintage feel. As always, I'm starting with a blank slate and layering greenery, color, and texture for a collected handmade look. Finishing everything with a relaxed, welcoming front porch feel, and this is how it all came together. I hope you'll stick around. It's time for the dried hydrangeas to go, and I will just store these away until the fall season and use them again for this porch. But I like to start with a clean slate, and so I take everything down and give the porch a good cleaning. I'm not going to pressure wash or anything this time. I'm just going to sweep, get all of the dust and the dirt off the porch. It's not that bad, so I'm just going to move the furniture and give it a good cleaning and then start from scratch creating this porch for July 4th. So I'm going to be using this table runner American flag to drape on either side of the door, and I actually have two of these. My sister found these and she was going to use them at her house, but the stripes are kind of a tea stained, and they did not work at her house, so she asked if I wanted them. I said yes, absolutely, because this matches the vibe that I'm going for this year. So thank you, Big Sis, for my American flag table runners. I love them so much. They are 72 inches wide, and I don't know if I said it already, but we're going to drape these on either side of the door and let them kind of billow to make it look like old-fashioned bunting. Now, this is not my original idea. My sister actually found this on Instagram, so I'll tag the account down below of where we saw this. But we are going to recreate the look on either side of the door and use two of these table runners. Okay, so up above the door, I have these little nails. And I think that I can secure the table runner up there. Now, I may have to put nails on either side of the door. But I do have zip ties that I'm going to use and secure the bunting to the side, or the table runner to the side, and make it look like bunting. So the table runners do have these eye hooks that I can secure with zip ties, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to see what works. I'm going to start and see what works and how I need to secure it. Okay, so what I did was I just used this nail and stuck this grommet through there and on the other one, and then just met them in the middle. I've got to put something there to kind of cover all that up. This one draped beautifully. This one needs some more work, and then there's a nail over here that I just hooked it up there too. I've got to put a zip tie to make sure that stays, and then it just runs by the door. This one needs a little more work to just kind of fluff it up, and obviously if you had more of these it would be more full, but she is sold out, and so I'm just going to work with what I've got. You can see it better this way, but it does not go the full length of the door, which is okay because my ferns will be in front of that, so you won't really be able to tell that. And now I'm going to take these zip ties and then just wrap it around it and then kind of fluff it out so that it's kind of bunchy. So let me work on that, and then I'll show you what we have. On the opposite side, I did fluff the table runner before securing the zip tie, and it did work out a little bit better for the look I'm going for. And then I just secured everything with safety pins, which I didn't get a video of that, but it was a pretty easy process. These chairs were a Facebook Marketplace find a couple years ago. They were brown and I spray painted them black and bought these cushions, and they have held up so well out here, and I really like the look of them. I have really enjoyed these urns on the porch, and I usually fill them with faux blooms, but this year I decided to do Kimberly Queen ferns, and I really love the look of them. And then I noticed that the storm door really needed to be cleaned, so I got my Norwex cloths, and if you have never tried these, you are missing out. They give you that streak-free clean with just water. So I love using these inside and outside my home. I wasn't quite finished, and so I decided that I wanted to give my porch a little bit more of a vintage look. So I added 5 tea bags to some water and boiled me some tea on the stove. Now this is a pretty easy process, and it gives you that really vintage look if that's what you're going for. I poured the tea into a big container and then just got these flags at Hobby Lobby, took them off of the stick, and then soaked them in the tea for 24 hours. My flags were exactly the way I wanted them, but if you wanted them a little bit more stained, you could soak them even longer. Then I just rinsed them under water and put them out to dry for just a few minutes. Here's what the tea stained flags turned out looking like. They're just very subtle, but I think they work so much better with my banner that's a little bit beige instead of bright white. So I'm going to hang up this wreath here. I have had this for several years. I think I got it at Marshall's, and it has held up so well outside. So I'm just going to hang it up here with a wreath hanger and then add my flags and a few ribbons. I ended up going with all blues for my ribbon because the red I had clashed with the table runner, and so I was just on the safe side, I went with the blues. But feel free to use any type of ribbon or color that you want to on your wreath if you create this look. These sticks are a little bit long here hanging out of my wreath, so I'm just going to cut them off here. That way it looks a little bit neater. These are the pillows that I had on the porch, and they're not very patriotic. And since we don't use the pillows and I didn't want to buy any just for the video, I'm deciding to leave those off entirely. I actually ended up using this blue plaid rug on our July 4th porch last year. It was still in good shape, so I'm going to use it again this year. I love how it brings all the blues together and it looks very patriotic.
If you are interested in seeing how I keep our ferns green all summer long, you can watch this video here, which shares all of my tips and tricks. And if you would like to see any other content on our festive porches, I'll link that for you also. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.